The Beynefit Friends and NJ Holiday, talking news and wrestling all day. Kayfabe Friends, the podcast you need.
Welcome to Kayfabe Friends podcast. I'm the David Difference. Oh, what a difference a Dave makes with my Kayfabe comrade.
Your new favorite holiday, NJ Holiday.
And we got a lot to get to today, man. Huge announcement. Fuck Hulk Hogan.
Whoa.
I don't know. I've been sitting with all this shit lately, and I don't know. I think
wait a
I
minute.
don't know.
Oh, the phones. What? What? You got the biggest Hulkamania over here.
It hurt to say that.
Wait. We got the biggest Hulkamania over here. Just what? We it's been a minute since our last episode, but you gonna kick it off like that? Fuck Hulk Hogan?
Yeah.
Wait a minute. Let's see what you got. You got a Hulk Hogan collectible over here, Suburban Commando. And you over here talking about fuck Hulk. Wait a minute. We talking about fuck Hulk Hogan. Don't we got the real American beer?
Yeah.
What the hell is going on here? We starting off hot. I need an explanation. What the hell? Then we got Icon versus Icon up there.
We got a lot of Hogan shit all over here. And
What the hell? Let me take
I'm starting to think maybe I was blinded. Maybe I've been hoodwigged.
Hoodwinked. Okay. All right.
I believe I was hoodwigged this time.
This must have something to do with the video that's been circulating around online involving his ex-wife Linda Hogan.
It could. No. Yes, it's tied in.
All right.
I think that I'm just hearing all this shit about Hogan, and it's just making me reflect. And I watched WrestleMania 3 last night, and it was different.
Okay, for those of y'all don't know, check it out. Linda, formerly known as Linda Hogan, she put out a Facebook live post.
Looking like garbage.
Yes,
she looked like trash.
She looked like trash with a big old mole on her face. But
she said she got Botox.
Okay, well, my apologies then to Miss Linda. This she put up a video and it looked like
Botox on her face.
Oh,
and it was a bruise. They bruised her.
Gotcha.
She decided this was a good time when I'm looking ugly as fuck.
Well, highly emotional, and it seemed like she did it freshly after an altercation with Terry Bodega.
Bodega.
Yeah,
Terry fucking Bodega.
Terry Bodega.
Shout out to Danny Limelight.
Yeah, after.
What the fuck?
I forgot. I've been saying Hulk Hogan for so long. How do you correctly pronounce the last name? Bolea. I apologize. Well, maybe I don't apologize. Terry Bolea. She had an altercation with him at the house. And then she spared no expense. She got on the internet ASAP to let people know how much of a piece of shit Hulk Hogan is. And it's been circulating the waves over the last 24 hours from us recording this episode. So yeah, get into details, man. Like I would never thought that you would have said those words. You literally say it again one time.
Well, fuck Hogan. It's still new to me. I don't know if this is just I'm in a mood today. There's been a lot of news, and yes, Linda did talk about fuck Linda.
Wait, goddamn.
Yeah.
Linda catches strays now. Linda didn't do nothing wrong but just be there.
It's always been fuck Linda.
Oh my god.
On the stream,
it was fuck Linda when Terry had that sex tape come out.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
What does that do with Linda?
I didn't like her attitude, her energy. I didn't like her attitude. Yeah.
What the fuck?
I was never a Linda fan. But so she did the live stream, and I don't think she has any contact with Hulk. So it wasn't because of that. I think she was just having a breakdown, thinking about everything. Maybe something else triggered it. She talks about no contact with Brooke for 8 years. I mean, that was the brunt of it. Was no contact with Brooke for 8 years. Brooke had twins, got married, and then
Linda was nowhere around.
They didn't even know. She didn't even know.
Wow.
So
I didn't even know that.
They've been disconnected, and I think the thing you know, as
That's ironic because her number one single was "They Don't Know Nothing About Us." They don't know nothing about us. Paul Wall, baby. That was her number one single, dude.
Yeah,
and it's ironic how you're telling me that she had twins, got married, and her mother knew nothing about it.
Right.
Knew nothing about us.
Yeah.
Wow.
No, it's not a black man.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah, it is not.
Yeah, had she met me, it would be a different story.
Well, but she's happy. That's the good thing. So reading Brooke's response to her mother's video, Brooke gave some, insight to it and said she doesn't talk to her dad. She doesn't talk to her mother, and that's by choice. She said she grew up in a very toxic, abusive environment. Very toxic, abusive environment, and at times physically. And she said she's not calling out either one, but she said it's not who you probably think it is that was physically abusive to her. She was used and manipulated. She defended her family for years, and just based on them telling her what their side of the story, but realizing that they had lied to her. So she came out looking bad because she would defend them on some bullshit. So she's separated from both of them. She's focusing on her family and getting her mental health right. So I think that that's a good thing. You can't fuck with the toxic bullshit.
Yeah.
And Linda, people have breakdowns at all times. Who knows how mentally sane that fucking lady is?
Well, in honor of the guy on my chest right now, Mr. Danhausen, Terry Bollea, I now curse you. You are now cursed forever. You can never make any more children. You can never make any more leg drops. You can never, ever, ever disappoint another Hulkamaniac in your life. You are forever cursed. A life of mediocrity. Yes, thank you, Moon. Yes, in honor of Danhausen. Yeah.
So there you have it. And on my fuck Hulk Hogan statement, will that stick? I don't know. I mean, Hogan's the reason I got into wrestling. I loved wrestling, and yeah, maybe it's just other frustrations, and I'm taking it out on you, Hulk. Maybe it's the fact that we went out to Florida, you looked me in my fucking eyes, and you didn't acknowledge me, and we didn't get that interview. Maybe it's because. Maybe, yeah, maybe it's because
deep, dude.
You're charging $10,000 for the skybox at WrestleMania. Maybe it's because everybody's booing you, and maybe it's because we entered the Real American Beer giveaway and we didn't get acknowledged. And of course, some white person won. Nothing against white people. I'm half white, but I didn't think we had a chance in hell. If he wanted to prove something, he could have rigged it, just like you were trying to rig this 2K25 contest and just gave us the goddamn month free beer. But you didn't, Hogan. You didn't. You fucked us.
I wasn't trying to rig anything. I was just trying to get kayfabe into the gaming community and get some more fans too. How dare you?
Hey, it is. But what I'm saying is, he should have gave us the month free beer. We've been over here plugging it. We went to Boston to get it.
You went all the way to Boston, man.
And we ain't getting no fucking love.
Wasn't good enough. Went all the way to Clearwater, Florida. Wasn't good enough. We walked in there. He said, "Hey, no, turn around." Yeah. He said, "I don't do that." But wow, mark this day down, Moon.
Let me
Jesus,
pause that. I don't.
Ain't no pause. He already said. He said, "Fuck Hulk Hogan." He already said it. It's on tape. It's already on tape.
Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
Today is a historic day in kayfabe history. What the hell? Dave, the difference.
Yeah.
The biggest Hulkamaniac.
Yeah.
Said fuck.
And that's
Hulk
how
Hogan.
we kicked off the show, man. And maybe I don't mean it. Like I said,
stand 10 toes down. Don't straddle the fence.
I don't know. That is a
stand 10 toes
that's
down.
a big step in a direction I don't know if I want to go. As I look at the poster there, WrestleMania 6.
Get that camera in.
Nah, don't move it. Everything start falling over, and then we got to reset and start this shit over. Hogan, I'm gonna think on this one, and maybe I overreacted. Probably did. I probably did. It's interesting.
Well, I'll speak for you, Terry Bollea. You're a piece of shit. All right, you need to do better. You need to go help out Linda. You need to go make amends with your daughter.
Why would he have
you need to go make amends with Nick.
Help out Linda?
Because that's the mother of his 2 children. Why not?
Do you remember all the stuff she did? Fucking her son's best friend and jacking up with him right after he left Hogan. You recall that?
No, I wasn't too far up Hogan's ass like that to be knowing all that. No.
Best friend of her son. She's banging.
I did. Wait a minute. Who was Hogan banging? And he banging a girl 3 times his age? Like what?
Well,
what? Oh, it's okay for him.
Well, so say you're Brooke and you're Nick, right?
I am Nick.
Okay, so you're Nick.
I am
okay,
Nick.
You are Nick.
Yeah, I am Nick. Nick J. Holiday. Nice to meet you guys.
And here
Thank
she comes.
you. Yeah.
She starts banging your friend.
Well, not too much white.
She starts banging your friend. That's a typical porn scene. Yeah. She starts banging your friend, and it's in the news, and it's in the media, and he's driving Hogan's cars around, and Hogan got to see this motherfucker driving down the street, and that's Nick's best friend. That's a little weird.
I didn't know that. Yeah,
they resented her for that. She was like, "I'm just living my life." She was out, had her little boy toy. So as you look at all the dynamics of everything, they're a little fucked up.
We started this whole segment, I guess, feeling sorry for Linda. Now you just made me say, damn, Linda Hogan, you're a piece of shit too. Shit.
Yeah. Well, and you got to look at, she took more than 50% of everything Hogan ever made when they got the divorce. Right? Fuck them. She was abusive and toxic in the relationship. I mean, Hogan talks about it a lot. The kids talk about it a lot. How she was just horrible.
Well, did he write it in an autobiography or something? You got one of his books?
He did. We do got the book upstairs, I believe. But he talks about.
Oh, it's fuck Hulk Hogan. It's burn that book now. Burn it.
Fuck the Hogans as a whole. Nah.
No, Nick ain't do nothing. He catching strays. I think Nick was just the kid that had obviously the best childhood anybody could ask for. When it comes to your dad being the immortal Hulk Hogan, having access to take you anywhere and everywhere, give you anything and everything whenever you want. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah,
I think Nick is fine. I'm pretty, like I said, when Terry is dead and gone, there's a whole estate that's gonna be left to Nick and his girlfriend and his house and his car. So but yeah, it's unfortunate with Brooke because I'm from the outside looking in, Brooke Hogan coming up. And then even as a young lady, she was a part of TNA in the storylines on a week-to-week basis with her father. Yep. So you would think everything was okay. And with the GM role and then the whole Bully Ray storyline where Bully finessed his way into a relationship with Brooke Hogan to get the favor of Hulk Hogan, and then ultimately pulled the switcheroo and revealed that he was the head of Aces of Ace, and then led him all the way to the World Heavyweight title. Who would ever thought that coming? But yeah, I thought Brooke Hogan and Hogan, at least her father Hulk Hogan, had a nice relationship.
Yeah, I hadn't heard anything, but she said 8 years. I mean,
damn.
Then she made a comment about this is his.
That adds up though.
His 4th new wife, and
that adds up because that storyline was in 2014.
Yeah, it sounds. I mean, it
2013
sounds like some toxicity there.
Yeah,
and again, maybe I jumped the gun. Maybe I'm in my feelings about other shit. People pissing me off, and I'm just, taking it out on you, Hogan. Maybe it's because the Moon's pissing me off. I'm taking that on.
Damn,
I don't know. I don't know.
Names now. Name dropping like a bug. You could have just left it in the ambiance like that. Like maybe somebody pissed me off. We could have alluded to your girlfriend. Could have alluded to your roommate. Could have alluded to your pastor. Could have alluded to your coworker.
Doesn't exist.
You know what I'm saying? But you just gonna put our producer's name out there and his address and his height and his weight and his zodiac sign, all his business out there. Yeah. Like, how dare you?
Well, I just said he pissed me off. I didn't say why he pissed me off.
Well, let's just
if I was to say why, let's
just drop it. Let's just drop it. Yeah, let's just drop it.
We don't want to get into it. So.
Yeah, let's just drop it. But yeah, Terry Bollea, you're a piece of shit. You need to do better.
No. The jury's still out. Like I said, I came in hot today.
Exactly. So stand 10 toes down. Don't be trying to backtrack.
I'm not sure. You got to understand. This is the guy that got me into wrestling.
Your childhood hero. It's kind of like how Chris Tucker is for me. You know what I'm saying? I grew up watching all his movies, and my dream is one day to meet him and then like reenact the Rush Hour 2 scenes that I grew up watching on the VHS like 40, 50 times, So
that's your dream?
But hey, it is my dream because look, Chris Tucker's not a piece of shit. Well, you know what I'm saying?
But if you said, then you got to know either you really mean it or maybe you're just going through some shit.
That's fair. All right, so we're gonna take a 180. We're gonna take a break from Hogan, and then like my Kayfabe and Padres childhood hero being a human piece of garbage. We're just gonna take a break from that.
I didn't mean it.
Into other things, man. Breaking news. Keith Lee, AEW superstar, has been absent from television for the last year. last time that he was on TV, TBS was literally, if I can remember, maybe December of 2023. Yeah, and he was in a feud. He was gonna finish it up with Swerve Strickland, and they were gonna do a match because they were tag team champions. Now they became rivals, and they were gonna go to World's End to face each other. And then the match got pulled because Keith Lee had to be taken off TV for undisclosed injury. So he's been out of it. Recently, he made a return to the backstage area of AEW in February 5th edition of Dynamite in Athens, Georgia. So everybody was in high spirits. But he's been radio silent ever since then. That was February 5th, and today is I want to say March 20.
We're going into April.
Going into April. So he put out a tweet. Literally, this is his word for word tweet as of 2 hours ago, right?
Okay.
Word for word, Keith Lee. I am hopeful you are all prepared for what is to come. I love you very much. Do not give in to fear. Open your hearts. Be willing to be the best you. The only thing that matters is what's inside you. Be steadfast. I believe in you. I bid you good day. So Keith Lee, who's been radio silent for a majority of a year now, coming in April of 2025, put this tweet out 2 hours before we started this episode. So as followers of Keith Lee know, he has been dealing with undisclosed health issues. He did catch COVID on his tail end of his run with WWE, and then ultimately he was cut in the midst of those releases that year of 2021, and then signed a contract with AEW in 2022. But on behalf of, if I can speak for you, on behalf of Kayfabe Friends, my Kayfabe Project, we would like to wish our well wishes and give our condolences and give our proud to you, Keith Lee. We hope everything is okay with you health-wise. We hope to see you make your return to AEW TV in the very near future.
Well, that was damn near a suicide note.
I hope it's not.
Well, what did you take from that?
Like I said, he hasn't been on TV for a year and a half now, right?
Read it again.
I'm not reading it. I don't want to read it again because I'm getting a little emotional because I hope it's not him.
I'm trying to understand what we just heard.
I am hopeful. These are his words for words on his tweet 2 hours ago. I am hopeful, and we're going to have Moon pull it up on the graphic. I am hopeful you are all prepared for what is to come. I love you very much. Do not give in to fear. Open your hearts. Be willing to be the best you. The only thing that matters is what's inside you. Be steadfast. I believe in you. I bid you good day. We're not going to use that word, but I don't think that's anything Keith Lee is capable of. I really think that could be maybe him stepping away from the ring. I hope not, though.
He said what is about to occur, right?
Yeah.
I hope you're ready for what's about.
He said, I am hopeful you are all prepared for what is to come. That is how he started off the tweet.
Very cryptic.
Very cryptic.
That could go in a lot of directions. So is he fucking with us?
No. I'm telling you, this man has been off of TV. He's been dealing with undisclosed injuries, health injuries, COVID, dealing with heart issues, breathing issues, and stuff like that. That's why he stepped away from WWE.
Yeah.
So I'm hoping this time that he's been away, he hasn't really just sat back and said, there's nothing else for me to really do. He is up there in age. Keith Lee will be, he's in his late 30s, maybe early 40s. So like I said, I hope that it's not him singing a swan song and stepping away from in-ring competition. So that's why I said I would like to give out my condolences to Keith Lee and Mia Yim, who's on the main roster, his wife. So I can only hope everything is okay, and I'm wishing you well, my brother, and I hope whatever you're going through, you come out on the other side back doing what you love, entertaining the masses with your limitless potential and charisma.
Yeah. I hope all is well. Again, fuck Twitter. Like, you're going to put out a message like that and just let everybody fucking guess what you're talking about. So I'm thinking, we don't know what it is.
We don't. I'm pretty sure he's going to elaborate more tomorrow.
Okay, so is it an angle on some stuff, or is it?
It could. Okay, it could. Wait a minute.
I don't know.
It could be. I hope it's not him stepping away from the ring. This is my guess. I hope it's just maybe he's announcing his departure from AEW like we just saw yesterday with Saraya. Saraya announced her departure from AEW.
Right.
Her and Tony Khan left on good terms. I kind of saw the writing on the wall when her brother, Zach Zodiac.
Recently, last 2 weeks, yeah? Or what, 2 months?
No, like 2 months ago. Yeah. His contract didn't get renewed or he walked away as well.
I heard Ash fucked that up. Didn't he?
So, yeah, I hope it's nothing to do with your health and your return. I hope it's just something as simple as maybe you're just not resigning with AEW, like I said, and then just gonna make your way back to WWE.
Yeah, maybe that's it, and then it wouldn't be all. I mean, that's why it's cryptic, because you're over here saying prayers and thoughts and condolences.
I mean, with those words, what are you thinking?
Yeah, that's what I was saying.
I've been following Keith Lee for years, and I know him personally with Swerve, and he's done some stuff for me, myself, Malik, and Eli with Coach Ring as far as like being a mentor and helping us out when we need some advice.
No, I get it but it's hard to say what that message means. If it's a wrestling angle, if it's I'm a return to wrestling, if it's I bid you good day.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just kind of open-ended of you decide what I'm talking about.
Because like I said, like he's had health scares before, so I just hope it's not that again.
Yeah. So in the worst case scenario, we bid you
salutations.
Blessings. Yeah, definitely blessings.
We bid you salutations.
Interested to see how that unfolds, and hopefully it's just not some marketing tactic of some sort, which I don't think so. I mean,
no. That's not
I just don't like when people put out the little guess what I'm saying or going through.
With in Keith Lee's defense, when he's not on TV like that, he has a large, vivid, faithful following of wrestling fans that always are wanting to know where he's at when he's absent off of television.
Mm-hmm.
So this is just him staying in contact with them. You know what I'm saying? Let them know something's coming down the pipeline. Maybe I'm okay, maybe I'm not okay, but this is what's going on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna catch you up on what's going on either tomorrow or maybe the end of the week. But yeah. But like I said, that's another headline that happened this week. Saraya departing from AEW. Your thoughts?
I saw it coming. I was intrigued that she renewed the contract based on the way that run has been going over there. I know that.
When did she renew it?
Last year.
Oh, she did it for another year, because I remember you had her in the studio with you not too long ago.
Yeah, and it was before. After that she extended the contract, renewed it or extended it for a year.
She signed in 2023.
Yeah, 22, 23.
And maybe it was 22. I'm gonna just double check, fact check.
And I think that since she extended it, they really didn't do anything. I know speaking with her, she did say that. I mean, the schedule there, the love she had for Tony Khan and the way he kind of let her do what she wanted to do. But from a creative standpoint, storyline standpoint, definitely wasn't moving the needle.
Yeah, September 21st, 2022. Correct.
Definitely wasn't moving the needle over at AEW. She had the title for a month and a half. As a whole.
They gave her that good moment for her and the Knight family when in the
she
UK.
Was home, right?
Yeah, she made the inches with her whole family in a sold out Wembley Stadium. Made her way to the ring and then ultimately won the AEW World Championship. Yeah, she had it for like not long.
Month and a half. Yeah, then she lost it. So like in terms of that, I know that she wants to. What she said, she wants to focus on her podcast.
Well, she wants to launch her podcast. Shout out to Saraya, Rule Breakers Pod, just launched 2 days ago, and the first guest was Harley Cameron, who she helped come up in AEW before she left. She helped bring another talent, so I respect Saraya in that. She helped build up another talent before she dipped out. She kept the business moving forward, and then she had a book that was released, and then
is that out?
Yeah, it's out. She had a book signing or like a book launch in LA, and then she had mystery copies of the book where she had signed a personal signature and messages in there for whatever fans was able to find that book in the store. Only a few select copies. But yeah, that, and then I know she just broke up with her fiance.
Oh yeah.
So with that, now she has more. She's not worried about wrestling touring. She's not worried about relationships. Is now she's just building the podcast, the book, and then she got some other stuff she's want to do. Who knows? She might want to start a wrestling school. She might want to embark on music.
Might want to go back to WWE.
She might want to embark in acting. Yeah. So
but she had said she felt she could do all she could do over there,
right,
at AEW, which I get that.
I get that too.
At what point?
Because like I said, the Outcast, she had the faction with Tony Storm. You see what that did for Tony. Now she's doing the whole Timeless Tony gimmick. She did it with Ruby Soho. Ruby had a main storyline on AEW until she eventually really got pregnant. So she's been on TV. She won the AEW World Title. She did the feud with Britt Baker. Did the feud with Jamie Hayter. Like she was saying, there really wasn't nothing else for her to do, but maybe do something with Mercedes. But Mercedes is all tied up with storylines moving forward. And then let's not forget, Mercedes was the one that broke her neck to begin with. So back in WWE at Sasha Banks. So that's probably something she didn't really kind of like look too forward into doing.
She didn't want to go back down that road.
I don't blame her, but yeah, the sky's the limit for Saraya, and I'm excited for maybe an eventual return back home to the WWE. And you see, The Rock is now the boss of WWE now, and then keep in mind the movie that was based off her family, Fighting with My Family, was directed and produced by none other than Dwayne The Rock Johnson.
Well, first off, it was not directed.
Oh, well, it was produced, I think, by $7
through his company. He brought it to life.
Because he produced it, because then he made a cameo in it too.
Yeah, he
was Zelina Vega,
his production company.
So all I'm saying is the relationship is there with her and The Rock.
That could be a thing.
And now he's running WWE.
So look at what that looks like. How do you see? Is there room for her right now with the current women's? Yeah, you can see her fitting in and coming back, and I think
all they got on Raw is the same three people: Liv Morgan, Io Sky, and Rhea Ripley. Well, who else is on Raw?
Yeah,
you feel me?
What do you think was the disconnect with AEW and Saraya when it came to the fans? And
maybe there were some limitations with her in-ring abilities based off of her returning from that serious neck injury. Maybe there were some limitations there to where they probably had some ideas for her. They probably had some matches and feuds for her. But as you can see, they put her in a faction maybe so that can limit the amount of damage that she takes and the mobility and the impact that she takes on her neck with matches. Keep in mind, the match when she won the title, I think it was a 4-way. You get what I'm saying? So maybe they had ideas, but then they really gave the relationship was so good with Saraya to where they gave her the benefit of the doubt, where they wanted to run things by her, and then she gave them an honest answer, and then they were like, okay, well, let's just have you be the spokesperson for let's have you be the mouthpiece for Harley Cameron. Let's have you be the mentor for Tony Storm and stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like that's probably what it was. And then she did ultimately what she wanted to do. She got her family in there, Zach Zodiac, you know what I'm saying, her brother. But that didn't do anything. They didn't move the needle. They gave him a 1-year deal, and once that 1 year was up, it was a wrap.
Was that it? Just the 1 year?
You could tell it was a 1 year. I remember he got signed in 23, and then 24, boom, he got released, you know?
No, he just got released like 2 months ago.
Yeah. So I'll look at the contract. Let me fact check Zach Zodiac. Let me see.
Yeah, I think that's interesting. And also, she had talked about she needs a day off, this and that. Obviously, she had the
she asked for time off. Yeah,
and she does have this health issue as well, ongoing thing. So who knows? But I always like when people are able to step away from something for a reason, leave everything good. It's like, my time done. It's done here. So I think it's very professional to say, I felt I could do all I can do, because she obviously is a veteran. She went there to give some tutelage knowledge as well as fulfill her need to get back in the ring, or want to get back in the ring.
Yeah,
she wasn't getting.
Yeah, you could say a year. He Zach Zodiac made his debut with Ring of Honor in December of 23.
Okay,
and then like I said, all the way through December of 24, it expired in 25, and they just didn't renew it. Basically, a year and 2 months.
Yeah. Move the needle. Yeah, it's a business. I was watching. Are you heavy on AEW?
Yeah.
Yeah, you?
Why not? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Swerve when I drive, when I swerve, when I drive.
Okay. Love Swerve. That's my guy.
We just saw him.
Yep. And we're going to talk about the Beynefit for Bey and get deep into that. But AEW, yeah, you watch it.
Watch it every week.
And you're entertained and
Yeah. Honestly, I just saw some numbers on the demo thing. As the last 6 weeks, the viewership has been improving on AEW on TBS with this streaming partnership with
Max,
HBO Max. But then keep in mind now it's also available on Disney Plus subscribers outside of the US.
Okay.
Saw that. So the last 6 weeks they started at like 540,000, and then as recent as this past week, it's grown to like 640,000 people watching it on Wednesday nights on Dynamite. So they got something going as they build towards All in
August.
In August. No, well, Dynasty, the biggest pay-per-view of the year. But yeah, Dynasty is coming up a week from Sunday, with the main event being Jon Moxley and Swerve. Swerve and him just had a big time verbal exchange this past night on Dynamite. That did good in selling tickets. That was good.
Yeah, I think, and he said this run would be different. Like when Swerve first lost the title, I was like, maybe he got it too soon, and then now,
no.
does he come back? Well, yeah. So I understand.
Had Bryan Danielson not been on his retirement run, I guarantee Swerve would still have that title as longer than when he had it.
Yeah, so I think this time will be more solidifying what he's all about.
But should he win it?
He'll win it.
So this is my thing, right?
You gotta win it.
This is my conversation with you.
Mm-hmm.
In the world of pro wrestling, you're always privileged. I don't want to say privileged, but you're always stuck to sit week to week and endure this thing we like to call a reign of terror by a heel that has got the main championship of your promotion that you're watching on a week-to-week basis, but you literally don't like what he's doing on a week-to-week basis, to where he's got a crew, he's got a faction, he's got a posse. They always cheat to win. They always cheat to help him keep the title. They always beat down your favorite baby faces. That's why they call it a reign of terror. So do you remember a time when you were watching professional wrestling in your heyday coming up as a child, where a heel champion had it for months and months on end, where it really pissed you off every time he found a way to cheat or escape with that championship? That's a good one.
Yeah, I want to say in like when I was growing up watching it, it was all baby faces running the show, and then it was Hogan
until Sergeant Slaughter got it.
Right, and that's what I was gonna say. And that's when I kind of clocked out and kind of stopped watching it. But it was like Hogan, then you had Macho, then you had Ultimate Warrior, then you had Hogan. So it was kind of that whole. Yeah, there wasn't really that. I want to say that no, not in those. There wasn't really,
Okay, so when I started watching, like I told you, Ruthless Aggression Era 03, the guy at the top was obviously the guy at the top now in real life, Triple H, the Cerebral Assassin, the Game, the leader of Evolution. He had a reign of terror with that World Heavyweight title on Monday Night Raw, to where it really pissed me off every time there was a pay-per-view. Never had the money to watch it, but I would always be glued to my computer to try to hop on it the next morning to see if he still retained his championship at the pay-per-view that I was forced to go to sleep and couldn't watch. So basically my point is we're in that same type of ordeal now with Jon Moxley in the Death Riders.
Yeah.
So where the storyline has been dragged out. Yeah. A lot of the fans are pissed. A lot of AEW fan faithfuls don't like it.
Yeah.
He has the title literally in a briefcase. He doesn't even come out with the shit. You know what I'm saying? He beats up his adversaries with this briefcase along with the Death Riders. And God, Willer fucking Yuta. Jesus, you fucking suck. Okay.
Son of a bitch.
You son of a bitch. Willer Yuta, Claudio Castagnoli, Pac, and Marina Shafir. These are her posse, and they're always helping him cheat. So he beat Edge, he beat Powerhouse Hobbs before that. He beat Jay White and Hangman Page before that. Yeah, it's a reign that's going on of terror on the AEW World Title scene, to where it's pissing everybody out, to where they can't wait for him to finally drop the belt and somebody else gets it. Basically what I'm saying is everybody's alluding to Swerve just eventually building up, running it back-to-back Dynasty wins. He beat Samoa Joe last year at Dynasty in St. Louis. Now everybody's hoping Swerve does the same thing this year in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania against Jon Moxley. Me personally, if this is a reign of terror, is hated so much, I feel like you just saved that. Dynasty, Moxley wins again. He holds the title going into their big championship. I mean, their big event of the year, which is All In Texas. Whoever the person may be that he fights, that's when he drops it on the biggest stage possible in AEW, and then you'll get the biggest reaction from the fans on the biggest stage possible for AEW. So that's just my personal opinion, but I don't think he's gonna. I don't think Swerve is gonna beat him. I think the numbers game, and then he was bickering with Hangman Page for no reason during a interview with Renee Paquette. So his head is already not in the game. Now he's worried about Hangman Page, not Jon Moxley. So that might be a piece of his downfall. And they might ultimately run another big match with Hangman, Adam Page, and Swerve at All In. So that's my thing.
All right. I can get behind that. I can see that. I definitely see Swerve getting the belt back sometime soon. I know Tony Khan is high up on Swerve and what he brought to the table in the championship first time around. Good dude. You had a chance to interview him at Beynefit for Bey. Before we talk about that, man, I was there was something on the AEW front that I wanted to get into, but nah, I didn't want to talk about that. But I think
what do you want to talk about on the AEW landscape?
No, I think that it was yeah, maybe it was nothing. We'll go
maybe it was Saraya leaving. Maybe that was it.
Nah, that was it on Saraya. But I was watching some stuff. It's like when fans turned off from AEW.
Oh, the majority answer you're gonna get is when CM Punk got fired.
Yeah, there was that. Yeah, I think everything that I saw on the list I agree with, but that was for me. That changed it. It put it in a different light. The way they handled it.
And then when they aired the footage of him choking out Jack Perry.
Yeah, that made it even worse.
I remember getting on Twitter and they had a screenshot. They had a screenshot of Tony Schiavone on commentary, and he had this pose where he got his hand over his mouth. And he's just disappointed. So basically, WCW did it when Tony Schiavone was on commentary when they did the finger poke of doom.
Yeah,
and he did this posture. And he's like, "I think we just saw the death of this company type deal." You know what I'm saying? So then when they aired that footage, you got a whole bunch of ratings. You got a whole bunch of people tuning in. Why did Punk get fired? What caused it? And then they cut to him again. He had the same pose. Damn, I think we just turned off our audience. I think we just killed our own company.
Situations like that. And then the Adam Cole, MJF, like I was so invested in MJF. And then I didn't like the whole best friends, kangaroo.
Oh, that was their best.
Oh, I know everybody was popping. And like
that shit was hot.
Based on like
better than you, baby.
Long-term storytelling on it. Yeah, I get it. In the moment, like I was like, oh no, because I like the MJF heel. I understood where the story was going with it, but I hated the kangaroo kick. I was like, it's cheesy. And then you had the devil, and then and it just never paid off. I mean, Adam Cole obviously got injured, and you had to do what you had to do, but there was just no payoff on that at all. And
had he not got hurt,
and then he came back. You know, he came back here in Vegas, MJF. Both of them came back, right? And
after he got squashed the year before by Wardlow. I don't know if you remember that, Double or Nothing. Because remember, that was before his contract negotiations. He had kind of no-showed the meet and greet and got a lot of heat for that.
Right.
Everybody was pissed off, paid all this money to meet and greet MJF, and for him to no-show. So, fast forward a year later. Yeah, the Better Than You, Baby storyline was probably one of the top 3 storylines in all of AEW history. Crazy enough.
Well,
and it had keep in mind, if you think about it, originally the payoff was for them to main event the first ever All In the UK at Wembley Stadium, and it ultimately did.
Right.
They main evented the first ever All In.
Right.
So if based off how the storyline went, that was the big climax. I feel like it kind of served
That
its
was the one where they
purpose.
tagged and
No, that was when they fought 1-on-1 for the title.
But didn't they tag earlier?
Yeah, on the pre-show.
Yeah.
With the
And
Ring
then,
of Honor tag team titles.
So
Yeah.
That was all good and well, but then after that, I think the complete story was not told correctly due to the injury. And then it was like, what do we do here? Well, you got to do something.
I wasn't sold on the match, right, being the main event. But when I watched it, the match was very good.
It was a banger.
Yeah, the match was very good. To main event, the first ever All In, the Wrestlemania of AEW, they did that. Shout out to MJF and Adam Cole. And now you got MJF in a storyline with the Hurt Business.
Yeah, I seen that. They tried to offer him a. I don't know.
They did. MVP straight up offered him a spot.
Yeah.
MJF accepted, and then Bobby Lashley comes out. He rips up the card along with Shelton. They don't approve. So as you can see, the storyline is going to go like, okay, well, he has to prove his worthiness or something like that to be offered this exclusive spot. But then that leaves the door open for newly released Cedric Alexander. Maybe he can come back and
you think he
MJF is the same size as him.
Oh, yeah.
They're both like, I don't want to say cruiserweights, but height, stature, and weight, they kind of match up. Why not use that as a way to bring Cedric Alexander in and then reunite all of them? So,
which should be interesting. Now that it's on Max,
go ahead. What's up?
I can catch up. I can catch up with some stuff. When you say it overheated, is it off?
Can we put the AC on? Would that help it?
Yeah. All right. Well, it happens. Yeah.
So we got these two. Got it.
I don't know. Same kind of cameras. That's the second time that did it. You guys don't give a fuck about this. So let's keep it moving. Maven coming up tomorrow on Maven's YouTube channel. Shout out to Maven.
Maven Huffman, the first ever Tough Enough winner.
Oh yeah, and blowing up on YouTube. He recorded this last interview in our guy Chase Brogan's studio.
Oh,
so he went out.
Shout out to Chase.
Yeah, and he interviewed Just Incredible. And
former ECW champ.
Yeah,
got you.
So I had been talking with Chase, who was talking about meeting with.
Appreciate you. Yeah, keep
bring a couple of those things.
Keep your thing.
I wish I had something to ding. I'm gonna get a fucking bell for this nigga. Ting 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 ting. That means give me my beer, nigga.
Tyler, let's get twisted.
So yeah, he's got Just Incredible coming on. I was talking to Chase, who was setting up an interview with him. Oh wow. New sponsor.
Yeah. It's the hottest thing going right now. Y'all need to get y'all twisted.
Get out of here. We're done with you.
We're done with you. We're done with you. Oh, you want to grab the whole thing?
Take the whole thing. I don't know. I may be overreacting though, so it might be back up here next time.
But today, fuck Hulk Hogan. Hey, shout out to the newest sponsor, Twisted Tea. Yeah, throw it out there. Fuck you, Hogan. Fuck you, Terry. Suck my.
Hey.
Okay.
I was about to throw that. You know what? Maybe we're overreacting.
No. I've stood on this stance. It's just I never thought I'd see you come around because you've been the biggest.
No.
Hogan,
that's my guy.
Defender.
That's my guy.
That's
Hulk
your
Hogan.
guy.
No, and
what you mean no?
Well, I don't know. I'm not in my right mind. There's a lot going on.
Back to Just Incredible.
Yeah. So, yeah. Tomorrow, which it's probably already aired. So, if you see this,
I'll check it out. Let me
go back and check out Maven. But he's talking to Just Incredible. You know about Just Incredible?
The former ECW champion had a short stint in WWF, lasted like a year and a half, maybe 3.
You heard like what everybody's saying about him, like he stiffed people out of money, promoters showing up for events, like just screwing people over. There's also a video if you go online where he's they kicked him out of a show because he was just I think he was wasted.
As of this moment, it hasn't aired yet. He got one with Perry Saturn though.
No, it comes on tomorrow. Perry Saturn was pretty good. as well. So he was talking about
shout out to Maven. You doing your thing. We need you on the Kayfabe Friends podcast. We'll have you on soon, especially if you're out here for Las Vegas for Mania Week. Let's make it happen. Cheers to that. Cheers to Maven.
So back to what I was saying. It airs tomorrow, but by the time you see this, it's probably already on. So check it out. But behind the scenes was kind of hooked up an interview with Justin Credible to not confront him, but he was going to ask him about all these reports of everybody saying
Maven set him up.
No, I think he knew what it was about, and I want to say even on because he was recently on JBL and Briscoe's podcast. But I don't think they got into that. But I was curious about it. And I was talking to Chase about it. And he was like, yeah, I don't know. But it's interesting that Maven was there and interviewing Justin Credible, who, yeah. So, and Maven says this interview and episode is not what he expected. And from what I hear behind the scenes, it did not go well. So check that out. I'm interested to see that.
So that's the thing. Like I said, I'm excited if we can get that set up. If we can get a streaming channel set up, that'll be a nice piece of content to watch live and stream, and then we can have our reactions right there. That'll be a nice piece of content. So yeah, check it out. Maven's channel with Justin Credible. That should be out in a few days. Shout out to Maven. He's been killing the YouTube game. He even put on Devon. Put Devon Dudley onto it. Devon's been killing it as of late. I think Devon's already at like 600,000 subscribers. Let me fact check again, but yeah, I think he's up there in the big numbers there. Shout out to brother Devon doing his thing with the youth. Yeah, oh my brother, testify. You putting on them numbers, boy. Devon Dudley is currently at 130,000 subscribers. So shout out to you. You just crossed.
Yeah, well, you're getting there. I mean,
you crossed 100,000 subscribers. So shout out to you.
It's an interesting thing. I think that format, like, may even change the game for wrestling YouTube, and I think everybody's kind of following that format.
Exposing the business. That's the thing. Do you approve of that? Because that's what it's all about right now. That's the shock value. That's pulling back the fourth wall. That's pulling back the curtain, giving everybody access to all the hidden secrets and trades and unwritten rules of the pro wrestling business coming up in the 90s and the 2000s. That's what they're exposing. Do you approve of that type of content moving forward? Because you see this, he says Maven's been getting with it.
Yeah.
Now Devon's getting that same success.
Yeah.
Now, obviously, somebody else from the industry is gonna want to hop on that train and do the same thing. Is that what you like, and is that what you would typically subscribe to? Somebody in the business providing that type of content.
Yes, I think if you look at wrestling and you're always looking like forward thinking, like how does it evolve? And it's that like I'm always interested and intrigued with behind the scenes and what happens if it's a documentary. Like we can show you a documentary of how it happens, but we can't talk about it in our wrestling show, even though everybody knows. And it's that thing, we're in a reality TV world where everybody watches reality TV and thinks they're watching real life. And wrestling is one of that things where, like, even, we talked about yesterday, was like backstage, there's certain things you don't film. Why the fuck not?
Right.
That's people want to see it, right? And nowadays we're all about views and ratings and going viral and this and that. It's like peel back that curtain. You seen that OnlyFans girl that was rubbing on CM Punk.
Oh yeah, the Monday Night Raw episode, and he gave her a fair warning, and then she kept doing it, and then he looked like he was about to like really go off on her, but he composed himself because, like I said,
he said, "I will punch you in the face."
Is that what he said, word for word, or you read that from his lips?
That's what the report said, and I saw it, and it matched up. I synced it up, but as far as I was concerned,
well, shout out to Phil Brooks. Like I said,
but she was rubbing on him. That
AJ Lee don't play that shit, but not only that, she was rubbing on Cody Rhodes too. Like Cody Rhodes ain't a married man. Brandy Rhodes at the home seeing that shit.
Well, point being is, I think that where that stuff is very interesting. So we want to know.
Point being,
Kayfabe is dead.
Oh, see, look, that's what I did. Oh my God,
ain't it?
Point being, you heard what he just said. We might well come up with a new name for this damn show. Talking about kayfabe is dead. Jesus. That's why I'm surprised you gave me that take. Because what's the name of the show? Kayfabe Friends, the podcast you need. And you just said kayfabe is dead.
Well,
How
in
dare
the industry, is it not?
And you applaud that. That's the content you literally just sat there and said that you would like to subscribe to and see on a day-to-day basis.
Well, it's different because
justified.
We see the inner workings every fucking day. But I think it's very interesting. I think that the future of this business is telling those stories. You look at Karrion Kross, and let's talk about Karrion real quick, and it'll be on the same type of thing. You look at like knowing him from Vegas, right? And just seeing him grow up and grow into the business. Then you see him in a machine like WWE.
TNA before that, yeah.
Well, yeah, but either or, but more so WWE because that's where it kind of went different.
Because that's where he went to. He went from Killer Kross to Karrion Kross.
Right. My point being is he is there and there's certain rules and, limitations on what you can do creatively, like versus on the independent where it's like, this is what I do. This is what I want to show. This is what I want to create. WWE obviously is more structured and it's just different. So going to like when we saw him this weekend and leading up to it, when he's giving interviews and he's talking about the Bey benefit, people have seen a different side of Kross that is him, that he may not be able to show at all times on WWE.
Oh, he's never gonna be able to show that.
Yeah, he doesn't.
They want him to be a killer. They want him to be an assassin.
Even that.
They want him to be a final boss.
But even that, it's different because his even his in ring on independent was killer assassin,
Killer Kross.
But that's different on WWE. And like it's more cerebral, and they have so many other characters that they got to build up, so storylines draw out.
I just want them to bring the NXT version of Kross to the main roster, where he was a freaking unstoppable beast. Two-time NXT champion.
I'm talking more on psychology here, in terms of but his personality, because I think that killer thing was dope, got him where he's at. I think the evolution of Kross is through seeing a different side of him. Like when you understand who he is, like you see he's got the movie coming out. You see the way he is as an actual human being behind the camera, when he's talking about Bey and if you look at all the comments, the people are saying like, oh, I never seen the side of him. Oh, he's a really good guy. And then you can understand when he turns up that psycho dude, like how good he is in investing in that character. I'm sure there's a lot of people in WWE, say like a Otis or something. If it wasn't this gimmicky thing, and I've seen him do interviews and I'm like, oh, I could get behind that as the person. So sometimes the character throws off, the true talent that you could see. So I think peeling back the curtain is the future. And, wrestling's getting more real. We went from, the mailman wrestler to the, everybody's their real name. And,
that is there.
Yeah. So it's just, I think that peeling back the curtain is not a bad thing. Back in the days, it was taboo. And we got to move past that because everybody knows what it is. It's television. It's well produced and scripted television, athleticism. But yeah, show us what it is. Show us the actual people that, make this happen on a day-to-day basis. And I'm telling you, some people will pop out more than they do in their character roles that WWE says this is who you got to be when you go out there.
Okay. And with that, let's kick this off with the benefit for Bey. Let's talk about it. A big time event we just did, and we did commentary for FSW, Future Stars of Wrestling in Las Vegas. Did a benefit show for TNA wrestler, one half of ABC, the Ultimate Finesse, your girl's favorite wrestler, Chris Bey. A huge success, huge numbers, industry changing event on the independent scene. Had names like Ricochet, Brian Cage, Killer Kross, Karrion Kross, Rich Swann, Frankie Kazarian, Rhino, Ace Austin, the Rascals, Leo Rush, AJ Francis, and ultimately Swerve Strickland. This event was a huge success. Sold out at the Silverton Casino. Sold a bunch of t-shirts, a bunch of merch for Chris Bey. to help him with his medical expenses and everyday bills moving forward, so he doesn't have to worry about any of that. And I forgot we had WWE Hall of Famer RVD. He was there as well.
Don't forget about Katie Forbes.
And then Katie Forbes in the women's championship match against Gypsy Mac. But yeah, huge successful event. Loved the camaraderie everybody showed, and shout out to Alex Hammerstone, fresh off his injury, first booking back. He comes and do this. The Beynefit Show for his friend Chris Bey in the main event to go up against WWE superstar Karrion Kross. Shout out production. We got a bunch of stuff that y'all are coming out that's gonna come out to see. We also got the exclusive Karrion Kross interview that we're gonna be dropping very, very soon. So based off of that, yeah, take it from here, partner.
Yeah, it was a magical night. I mean, for everybody involved. Just a beautiful experience. Not only just, and I've said this before, not just the card in the ring, just if it was that, but the meaning behind it. Everybody being there for Bey, and just being there, a part of the event, seeing everybody backstage from all the different companies, the camaraderie, just everybody there showing love. It was
WWE, AEW, TNA, Ring of Honor, CMLL, New Japan Pro Wrestling with Alex Zane. Everybody came together all on one roof. The Forbidden Door was wide open and shattered thanks to Future Stars of Wrestling. So haven't seen something like that in a minute ever since I'll take it back to the first ever All In AEW back in 2018. So yeah, historical event.
Yeah, one of a kind event. I believe that you could watch the replay on Triller. If it's still up there, we'll see. I know we're working out some stuff there, but there's more stuff to come. But that night was it was different. It was fun. The crowd was live.
Magical. It was a magical night. Magical night.
And I know people travel from out of state, but just to see everybody, especially at Future Stars of Wrestling that I hadn't seen in years, that showed up for this one to show support for Bey. And I know that, for some people it was, this is a must-see card. But regardless, your intentions for showing up, there was so much love for Bey in that building. And you know how crowds will get. It didn't stop. Every match was a banger. Like, they could have chanted Bey all night and not got tired. And keeping in mind that Bey was coming out after the main event, and Bey was coming out after the main event, he the crowd was live. There was a lot of emotion in there, and I think that
who cut the onions, man? Who cut the onions?
Yeah, he was very appreciative. It was an emotional night, and I think that even if you were not a wrestling fan and you were in there, you knew, like maybe you went with somebody that is a fan, you knew how special that night was and what Bey means to not only the fans but just everybody in that building, and what it meant to the wrestling industry to for me is like giving back and nonprofits and doing things, but that's what it's about, man. It's like those connections, and you talk about credit and karma in life. That's when you realize that you have excellent credit when you're Chris Bey and that many people show up for you and they all want to just give back. So yeah, I ask you, check out the replay, and I guess there's so many magical moments. Like, what was top moments on there?
Top moments, like I said, with Chris Bey coming. The top moment was Chris Bey walking to the ring. He walked to the ring. This is a man that had a 10 to 25% chance of ever walking again. Literally, like 5 months ago, and he walked from the top of the ramp all the way down into the ring. Gave a full speech. That was a top moment. But also Karrion Kross and Alex Hammerstone brawling all over the casino, and then ultimately onto the commentary table, getting body slammed, and then cutting out the feed also. But yeah, Joe Braxton kicking things off and winning the Bey Battle Royal. So shout out to him. And then that magical match with Rich Swann and Ricochet, who wasn't even scheduled to compete, came out there and put out a banger with Rich Swann. That was a highlight of the night. You, my friend, coming out there, putting over CAC and donating that $2,500 check to Chris Bey and make him a lifetime member of the Colorado Alley Club. That was another top moment. And then Danny Limelight, oh man, the radioactive Poppy coming out there showing why this is his promotion, why he's the champion.
Yeah.
While we are in the middle of a historic 270-day reign, him coming out there retaining the championship, not over 1, not 2, not 3, not 4, but 5 competitors. He defeated them. He defeated them all. So, and then Swerve and Kenny King having that face-to-face altercation and ultimately promising us an eventual one-on-one match, first time ever, that's going to happen only and exclusively at Future Stars Wrestling.
Yeah. You got to watch. This is a must-see event. If you haven't seen it, go back and watch it. But everything that was coming together that night was just insane. Everything was just coming. Relax there. I got you. I'm with you. I'm with you. I'm with you. We'll get there. It's important, yeah. So I think, and shout out to Bey. And we haven't got the numbers as far as what was raised just for that night, but I think like it just shows a lot for the industry and what we've done and how we showed up. And one of the things I want everybody out there to keep in mind as you watch this, like we did a beautiful thing for a beautiful guy. It's not over. Like we can go back, say that was a banger of a show, the greatest show, yada, yada, yada. We raised a lot of money. He's still rehabbing. He's still moving forward towards that next goal. And when we were talking to Carrion in the back, and he said, show up. Keep checking on him. Keep looking out for him. Bey's not a guy that's going to ask for help. Make sure you guys keep showing up. And that's to everybody out there is it's not a one and done. We did it. He should be good for a while. It's check on this guy. It's not just the physical battle, it's the mental battle. This guy is mentally tough. Like if anybody could just power through on his own, that's him. But keep showing up. It is not over. It is not done. That is just a small part of the greatest story ever told. And we continue to support. So if there's ideas for events, things to continue to keep that needle moving towards his healing, towards his growth, towards his getting back to where he needs to get back to, be a part of that solution. I know we'll be a part of that solution. And the thing with the lifetime membership that we gave him for Cauliflower Alley Club, that opens him up for a lot more assistance down the road versus a one and done. So anything we can do, like whether we do a fundraiser here, do quarterly fundraisers, doesn't matter. Continue to show the love because it's not over. It was just a beautiful thing, and God bless, and all the peace and love goes out to Chris Bey, man. It was just, he was so appreciative. It was great seeing him, and I know that had to be a magical feeling for him. Imagine how we all felt, but for him to know that people showed up for him, and it's just a great dude, and it showed. And even Ricochet, I was surprised, like Ricochet didn't know him. He's seen him.
They had just met. Ricochet told me in the interview they had just met like days prior through friends of a friend. But yeah, you would thought they would have met sooner, but they found it out. But with that being said, with you being surprised, Ricochet being there, not knowing him, shout out to Rey Mysterio who made a video message from overseas showing his love for his friend Chris Bey. Shout out to the luchador legend, Rey Mysterio, WWE Hall of Famer. But like you said, when Chris Bey was talking to Chris Van Vliet before this event even came out, and when he was on Fox 5 News before this event even came out, he said, "Why not happen to me?" I said, "I'm built for it. If it was to happen to anybody, why not me? I'm built for it. It's the greatest story ever told." So he's already defined the odds. He's already had a schedule, and I'm excited to see Chris Bey make his eventual return to the ring.
Yeah. The funniest pop of the night when everybody was chanting, "You deserve it," and he said, "The injury."
Oh yeah.
I deserve the injury. Wait. Or the energy. Clear. You guys got me. You got me confused. Yeah. So still kept his humor in there, and just great time. And I think stop with the fucking finger there.
What finger?
Okay.
I'm over here drinking my drink. I'm minding my business.
Right. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for tuning in. It's been a beautiful episode. We talked about. I'm starting a little hot.
Did we ever? Oh my Lord! You got that soundbite save? He ain't never living that down. We need to make that into a sound clip. Yeah. Go ahead. Cheers to another successful episode of Kayfabe Friends, and We'll see you all guys soon.
We'll see you all guys soon. Okay.
Keep it twisted.
Hit the button, nigga.
What is that?
Well, what's he doing over there?
Don't do
David Friends and MJ Holiday, talking news and wrestling all day. Kayfabe Friends, the podcast you need.